Alright, gang, welcome back to our Island Preservation Challenge here on Ronida Island. It is May, and I've made a lot of changes, and as you can see in the top right-hand corner, we have absolutely no money whatsoever left at this point. I've made major changes. The first one is directly in front of us. I talked about putting down Grandma's Knitwear at some point. We have done so with the money that we made in the last episode, and in the far, far, far distance, you can see a massive, well, what looks like it, to an extent it is, shed. That is our new pen for our sheep. I sold the other one. I sold all the animals in there and put that shed down. Now, we don't have any animals down at all right now, and you might be saying to yourself, well, how are we going to do anything with $84? You're right. It is going to be a bit of a struggle here again for this episode, but we'll get through it. First thing we're going to do is put some more silage into those boxes, those pallet boxes, and go sell that because our cotton field is ready to harvest. So that means we can go ahead and get started on doing that and making us some money by making them into clothes. Obviously, we're not going to make any money immediately, but as we move forward, we will. The other thing, we do have a couple pallets here of our crickets to sell as well, which will be around $1,000 each. That's $2,000, so that will definitely get us along or across the line, I guess I should say. And we've got that pallet of goat milk there, which isn't going to be worth a ton of money, and we've got those as well, but isn't going to be worth a ton of money, but you know what? It's something, right? So we'll add that to the mix when we go and sell here in just a second. But yeah, made the changes. Felt like it was you know, just the right approach at this point, so we went ahead and did so. And yeah, that's where we're at. So we've got that. I'll walk down here real quick and I'll show you what we're doing here. I did expand the yard significantly. We can hold a lot more sheep down here than we could in the other one, right? And the nice thing about this one, as I talked about already, it does have one little spot. Really, it's for, you know, excess bales and things like that. But we're going to utilize it as kind of a storage area for some equipment. But we do have this nice little open shed. Well, it's a cover, but the front is open. Shed here where we can put some things in here, right, and store it. So it'll be nice to keep some things out of the weather. But we can actually put 61 sheep in here, which is going to be a tremendous help for utilizing Grandma's Knitwear, right? So this is our pin right here, and I'm pretty happy with it, right? Pretty happy with it. I put it down here. We had talked, I think, at the beginning of this series before we kind of shifted gears to do, you know, sheep to make clothes. Maybe doing water buffalo or cows or something down here. Still may end up doing something along, well, we're going to do something along those lines because we're going to need it for, you know, the natural type of, you know, slurry and manure that we could put down on the fields. But that is going to be a much further along future state, so I felt right now it was smarter for us to go ahead and do that and utilize that space for some sheep. Also, this area up here, as I talked about before, unfortunately, it's just not quite as flat as I thought it was. It's much flatter down here. That's why I put Grandma's Knitwear where it is. Will it end up being in the way later on? There's a probability. Yeah, there's a high probability of that, but again, I'm not too concerned about that. If it ends up being in the way, it ends up being in the way, right? It is what it is. We'll move it at that point, and this isn't really a race for this series, right? This series is meant to be difficult. It's already been very difficult on us. We've had to make multiple shifts and changes, but you know, well, I'm just going to push I'm just going to push that completely and out of the way, aren't I? Let's put it up here. There's a strap up here, which is actually kind of interesting. I did not think there would be a strap up there, but there is. So we'll just strap it down there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these pallets slightly, you know, this way, just because we'll be able to fit more up here. And then that way I can put, hopefully, the crickets up here, along with that pallet of goat milk. Now, the amount of wool we just put in Grandma's Knitwear, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything, right? We're not going to make a pallet of clothes out of that. Realistically, as soon as we get that pallet of clothes, even though it's not going to be the best time to sell it, we are probably going to sell it because we need the money. But that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be perfect the first couple of times as we move through the series and get more and more, you know, have ourselves more and more solidified. It will be okay, right? It's not going to be a big deal. A lot of you mentioned I should take the rice saplings and do rice and then turn it into flour because it makes us a lot of money. You are correct in that statement. It really does. Definitely something that I want to do. It's on the list, but I'm not quite sure when we will be doing that. But definitely is something I want to do. We just don't really have the money for it right now to make, you know, a rice field. It's not the cheapest thing in the world. So, and then obviously to harvest the rice is, again, not the cheapest thing in the world. Now we could do long grain rice, right? I think I don't hold me to this, but I think the harvester that we do have, the hand manual harvester we do have, can do long grain rice. I don't think it can do short grain, but I think it can do long grain. So now, even though this is up in the air, it is significantly lower than the other one. So this is gonna be the first time we've actually fully tried this. I do think we won't need to, you know, unfold it and lower it all the way down to the ground. I don't think we'll need to do that. Unfortunately, we do have some hail damage here in our cotton field, which is a bit unfortunate. The corn is also ready to harvest, by the way. Now, I don't know what we're going to do with the corn specifically. Probably just sell it outright. I don't really have any specific plans for the corn other than I wanted to do some corn. Eventually, we do have plans for the corn, but right now, this early on, don't really have any plans for that. We're also going to need to move the bales of grass over to our new area. But that can come later. It doesn't have to be right now. Yeah, that worked like a charm, man. That was perfect. Awesome. All right, so now we just got to fill up the first... Whoa. We strapped that down, evidently. That was interesting. That was so far away. I don't know how that was... I don't know how that was considered to be strapped, but okay. That was weird. All right, so... actually, you know what? I should keep this up here until I unload more silage on the ground. Let's do this. And then unhook this. Then we'll grab the trailer and unload some silage on the ground. A couple other quick notes here. I noticed I haven't had a chance to reply to them yet, but I did read through some of the comments. Somebody was saying they were trying to join the Discord and were having a hard time with it. I noticed that for whatever reason on this series, and I guess the Triple Threat series, I got an older link for some reason. I have fixed that, I think. So if you look in the link down below now, if you're still trying to get into the Discord, there should be... there should be a possibility for you to be able to join the Discord now. So I apologize for that. I don't know how I got an older link for some reason, but I think I still have some, you know, resemblance on some of the older, it may be the original Triple Threat Challenge where for whatever reason the link had some issues with it. It wasn't staying as, you know, completely you know, free to join or whatever. It had like a limit on it, you know, like an expiration or whatever. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not always just a, you know, the link is good and valid for as long as you want. I guess for some reason there's a reason to only want it to be, you know, released for so much time, but you would think that would be the standard one, right? That would be the default, would be unlimited. And then if you want it to be less than that, you modify it, right? But I guess that's not the way it works for Discord, so it is what it is. But anyway, hopefully it's fixed now. If it's not, let me know down below. I'll make sure I send it to you directly. I probably, when I do reply to it, and maybe by the time this is released, I probably have replied to the comment, but if not, just let me know. Again, I'll reply to you directly and make sure that you're able to get access to the Discord. So whatever this is what we're taking. I'm not going to unload anymore. There's still more silage in there we can get. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I think with this, we will have enough money to do the things we need to do today. Specifically, we've got to buy the harvester for the cotton, which I think is like $200. It's actually not even as expensive, and we're dumping stuff evidently here. It's not even as expensive as the other harvesters for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I can't really explain that, but... so it's not too expensive, and then the rest of that money that we're going to have okay, why can't I pick up this? The rest of the money we're going to have, I might have just dumped some of that back into the silage pole, I think. The rest of the money that we have here, though, we're going to utilize... Why can't I pick this up? What is happening here? Maybe it's full. Sometimes there's like a glitch that happens. Yeah, it's full. We use the rest of that money to buy some sheep, right? And get the our newest pin moving, right? Right, I think we got everything. Again, not all of these are going to be full. I'm not expecting them to be full. I think that's it. I don't think we missed anything. Doesn't look like it. Hopefully not. So we'll put this back up here. I'm going to leave this up on the actual trailer at all times because it's going to be much easier for me to see it and I will never lose it. And since there's a little strap here, which we probably could utilize for another, you know, pallet of some sort, but since there's a little strap there, we're going to utilize it as its home for the time being. So we'll go and sell all of this. Like I said, it's going to be, you know, $3,000, maybe $3,500, $4,000. So nothing crazy. We're not going to make a ton of money here, but it will be enough to get the things we need, right? It will be enough to get the things we need. Specifically, we need the cotton harvester. First and foremost, that is one of the more important things we need. It's only $200 for whatever reason. I'm gonna do the blue that we've been doing, even though we kind of moved away from that Ford for the time being. I'm gonna do that blue. Costs a little bit more money to do it, but that's okay. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well, man. I've had a big struggle to get to this series to where it is now, but we finally feel like we're making some good progress here. We've modified a few things. We're gonna continue to do that. I don't see or envision the cricket production staying where it is for much longer. I'm going to move that to, because it is just on a big hill. We'll turn that little section there into either another field or we'll just extend that field that we are getting ready to harvest, the cotton field, right? We'll extend it or we'll make another one there, whatever we decide to do. And we'll move, you know, that down somewhere else because we're not going to be getting rid of that for a while. You know, I thought about doing it, but it just makes us a decent amount of money and money that we technically really do need. So... we're making way more money than I said we were going to make. Way more money. Well, that's fantastic. All right, so we're at 8,911. All right, we're making progress now, gang. We're in a good spot. We still have a bunch of silage in there to go and sell if we need it. Yeah, we're doing well now. We're doing well. All right, good. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I need to buy the harvester. We just talked about it. Buy the harvester, Z. Buy the harvester. I might have to unfold it to get it up here. Matter of fact, I probably will have to unfold it to get it up here. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any way that I'm going to be able to... Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to be pulling it in front of me. Interesting, okay. Well, they need to unfold this thing first off if I'm going to get it up there. All right, we're strapped down. We're good to go. Wait a minute. I lost my shovel. Where'd my shovel go? The shovel evidently was not fully strapped there. I thought it was. Oh boy. Well, we've lost the shovel. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this thing. It says it's here. I sure don't see it. Oh, there it is. I don't know how it got stuck in. It's literally stuck in there now, though. I think it's because I unfolded it. It has to be. I unfolded it and it caused it issues. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to get that out of there when we get back, I guess. Maybe if I unfold it again, maybe I'll be able to get it. I don't know. All right, we're back here. Let's unfold this again and let's see if we can get the... I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it out of there or not. I don't even know where it went now. I've completely lost it. It's still there, I guess. I can't get that out. It's literally stuck in there forever now at this point. Unless I can go into... I'm probably going to have to reset multiple... Oh, no, here we go. Alright, we reset it. So it should be now... at the shop. It is. I see it there. Perfect. Okay, so we can just pick that up next time we go there. We're not going to be selling any more silage today, so... Alright, let's get this thing off here. This is going to be different. It's completely different than what we've been doing the entire time up to this point. Alright, I need to turn on the... I mean, I'm assuming it's just, you know, unfold, lower it, just like a normal thing, and it is. Unfold. And, okay. Ah, I see. Alright. Okay. Alright, well. Yeah, we're doing it. It's taking the cotton. I'm telling you, this little pack here, lifesaver. Lifesaver for us. We were screwed without this. We would have to restart. There's no way we would have succeeded here. No way. Alright, it's making me go all the way down the edge. I feel like we can get both of these if I just do it manually. So I'm going to go manually here for at least a good chunk of this, because it looks like it's just going to want us to do one row at a time. But I can clearly do 2 rows at a time. Now, do I need to have an automatic unload or anything? No, I guess not. I guess it's just going to send them out there like a normal square bale. Yep, that's exactly what it's doing. Okay. Well, that's kind of an interesting little machine here. I like this. I feel like it might be a little exhausting pulling it this way, although pushing probably wouldn't be much better. And I made sure I gave myself plenty of room down here to turn around. Really couldn't spend much more money on the fence anyway, as you saw. We didn't have a whole lot of money left. Now I wonder if these bales can be auto picked up with the trailer or not. That would be pretty nice if they could, right? I'm not sure if they can or not. I would assume they could. But I don't think, you know, the game is built for these size of cotton bales, so maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It'll be an interesting thing to figure out, I guess, as we move forward here. If it can actually work or not. Yeah, this is nice. This is not bad at all. I really, really like this, actually. I'm still waiting for one of these times when I get a... you know, I'm gonna jump out of this for a second. I'm waiting for one of these times... Yeah, I can pick it up by hand. I'm waiting for one of these times when I get into one of these hand tools and I hate it, right? I'm waiting for that to happen, but it simply hasn't happened yet. All right, well, we've got a lot here to do. It won't take us a terrible amount of time because we're still going at a 6-mile-per-hour pace here. But we've got a lot to do. So let's get this field done. And then we've got the corn over there to harvest as well, as you can see. I'm not sure what to do with the corn yet. That's going to be the different... I don't know. The corn, I'm going to have to put it in pallets like we have, right? excuse me, we're going to have to do a very similar situation that we're doing now with the silage for the corn, right? That's the only way we're really going to be able to sell it right now because we don't have any other productions that we can utilize for it. What I would like to honestly do, and we might have enough money to do it, I don't know if I have it installed yet or not, I'd like to do, like, dry the corn. I think that would be nice. I know it's not going to make us all that much more, all that, you know, we're not going to make as much money as you might anticipate by doing the drying. I think most of the time you really don't make a whole lot more, if any. But it is definitely something that happens in real life. They definitely dry corn. So I kind of like that idea. And I can at least put it into some kind of a storage that way. I know in the past I've used, and maybe we'll use that one here, but in the past I've used like a natural air dryer, and that makes a lot of sense considering the type of series we're doing, right? Where the air, you put it in like a fenced, like mesh-like fence type of thing, and then the natural air will go through and dry it, right? That probably makes the most sense for us. I'm not sure where I would put that right now, because right now, as you already saw, you know, I feel like we're so early on, and once we start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, we're going to be changing and moving things left and right. Like, things are not going to be exactly where they are now as we move forward, because you're going to get more land, you're going to want to move stuff other places, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So, I guess it doesn't really matter where I put it, but definitely want to put it somewhere flat if we go that approach. As a matter of fact, do we even have it? I would assume I don't have it installed. I don't even know what it's under. Is it under silos? Those are like walls. That's not what we need. Yeah, here it is. The corn crib. This is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it's just like a mesh thing. So like the wind just kind of naturally goes through those holes in the mesh and dries the corn. This is, I think, what we should do. That's my opinion. I think we should do this. So we'll probably look into doing that. It's not outrageously expensive. We've got enough money to do it. We do need to buy sheep, though. We've got to keep that in mind. We do need to buy sheep. But I do think that is a nice addition to add for us, and we can kind of hold that corn in there until we're ready, right? It's a bit of a silo for us. Done. I moved the grass bales as well over to the new home for them over here at the sheep pen. It does work with the auto load trailer. I did have to go and modify that. I thought about just driving through and picking them up and throwing them inside of the actual trailer itself, so I didn't have to go and do that. But then I realized truly how many there were here, and I just felt it probably wasn't the best idea. So we went ahead and modified it. And yeah, utilize that. We're just going to have to keep going back and forth and modifying that trailer for the time being whenever we want to go and sell more of the silage or whatever else it may be, right? We're just going to have to continue to do that for the time being, but that's fine. Okay, so we've got grass in here. There's obviously foods going there. I did plant meadow grass here as well, so eventually they'll have meadow grass to eat as well when they need it. There's a bit of a weird part with the fence here. I was trying to get the fence to go all the way up here to the edge and then just kind of run around the edge to the connection point. You can see it kind of goes through a little bit here. It wasn't allowing me to do it, so we're just going to have to kind of gloss over the fact that that is a little weird, but it worked, so we'll take it, I guess. Let's turn on, where is the, it's right in front of me. Okay, perfect. I was going to say, where is it to buy some sheep here? So we want to buy some sheep. We don't have a ton of money. Seems like, you know, it's a lot, but when you go to start buying these sheep, it's not that much money. I think what I'm going to do is buy the babies and let them kind of... I don't know, it takes a long time, though, there, doesn't it? It takes a long time. Well, I think we can buy 3 of each and get away with it. We won't have much money left, but we can get away with it. So we'll buy 3 of each. And then let them reproduce the remainder. That should at least still be producing wool for us, right? We'll get wool out of them. There's 12 in there. I feel like that's a pretty decent start. They're all adults. So they'll start reproducing pretty soon. And yeah, that'll be good for us, I think. I hope. So we're going to go with that. Now, we did get all of the wool into Granny's knitwear here, or the cotton, excuse me, but we didn't turn it on, so let's go ahead and do that. It's almost chewed already through the wool that we put over there, which wasn't much, to be fair. So we might be able to get 1 pallet of clothes out of everything we have in here, counting the cotton and the wool together. We might get 1, but I think we'll probably be a little short still, but that's okay. Once those sheep start producing, it'll be good. And then we have our big, massive coastal cotton field, which I think we'll be ready to harvest the next month, I think. Yeah, definitely next month. So we've got the cotton field, and we have this field here. So what I think I'm going to do today, because I don't think we're going to have time to do both. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the corn for the next episode, I think. So I think I'll go ahead and plow up this field over here. Or maybe we should save it. No, we'll plow this field up. We'll plow this field up. I want to smooth this area out, though. It's kind of driving me crazy where we had before. It's not the best in the world. It's not the smoothest. I want to make this better, and it's not. And until we get rid of the crickets from where they are, I don't think this is going to be better. But we can probably smooth this out a little bit. It's going to cost us money to do it, but that's all right. Just to try to make it slightly better. So yeah, we'll plow this field up because we're gonna have to get with the rocks up. Well, first of all, we're gonna have to the rocks we can do next month, I guess, or whenever it becomes time for us to be able to replow it. I was gonna say next month is the correct answer. I meant to say next episode, but next month is the correct answer, right? Whenever the next month episode is, whether it's the next episode, which it won't be because we're gonna do corn. We talked about that, right? So 2 episodes from now, when we have the oilseed radish in the ground and we go to plow it up again so we get an application of fertilizer, we can pick up the stones at that point. We don't really have the money right now. It would probably be nice to go ahead and move the crickets now as well while we're at it, just so that way I can work on, you know, this field. But at the same time, I don't think I can really expand it too much further. I think what we are going to end up doing is having a smaller field right up there in that area. Because if I expand it any further, I'm going to be cutting into those fields, and then I'm going to have a hard time getting down to the sheep as well, right? So the more I think about it, I don't think we're going to be able to expand this field, but we can certainly add another small field up here. Really small field up here. Oh, there's another bale. See, I knew we'd miss one. I knew we would miss one. Even though we had the auto load on, I knew we'd miss one, and that's another reason why it's probably good that we're going through and doing this plowing now, because you're gonna find any, right? It's gonna pop up one if there's one hidden in there that we couldn't really see. It's a weird, it's a little weird that the way that the pallets spawn out, on the very top it's like black, so it's kind of hard to see. Because you've got that black texture on the actual top of the cotton bale, and then you've got the brown mud ground, right? Dirt. So they kind of contradict each other a little bit to the point that you can't really see, right? I guess the way that I could have went around it is just going up and down a more traditional way with the trailer, and I probably would have got them all, but now, realistically, what I'm likely going to do in that little area that we have with the new sheep pen, I'm probably going to put all the harvesters, all the little push hand harvesters in there. Maybe they don't need to be, but I feel like with such small little tiny pieces of equipment like that, it probably would be beneficial for us to utilize that to help keep them a little bit protected. You see what I mean? I mean, on the sides, it's definitely like a much brighter white, and on the top, I guess it's like a grayish color more than a black, but definitely makes it more difficult to see. I don't know why that is. On the other side, it's the same thing, and maybe it's just the shadowing, because when I'm turning it, you can see, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's been plowed up. We've got to reseed it, and then it'll be prepped and ready to go. We've got the sheep in a good spot for now. Their health is not good, but it will be once the hour clicks by and it realizes that there's grass in there. So that will jump up. Everything else, for the most part, is doing fine. We have 34,000 liters of silage in there still that we can go and sell. Granny's knitwear is moving along nicely. Everything is going well. And in the next episode, we will put some oilseed radish in that field there. We will harvest the corn, plow that up, put oilseed radish in there as well, and see what else we can get into. So we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button. In the case you've yet to do so, they are free, and they help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, as always, let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. There is a link down below if you are interested in that. You do get early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge, the brand new triple thread challenge, season 2, all that. You get early access to every single video, regardless if I have the thumbnail done or not. You'll get to see that as soon as it's uploaded early. One of the big perks you get there. You also get a member series, which happens once a month. We normally go through different ideas that are in my brain. I try to incorporate ideas that you may have based off of what you saw for a future series, potentially. Sometimes if we have series that are just, starting, like the ones we have now, we'll kind of just do a playthrough, a let's play, if you will. But sometimes I still come up with ideas that I have and I want more input on that I know needs a lot more refinement, and we'll go through that as well. So if that's interested of you, there's a link down below once again. Thanks so much for watching. Check the Discord down below. Check the second channel down below. I mentioned I updated the Discord, so it should be working. If it doesn't, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.